That written text, we had to take a short break here for a moment because of all of the things we have not planned for in this non-bells whistles environment, is not only the possibility of my, we've accounted for the possibility of my coughing, possibly sneezing and sipping coffee, and as well as having to narrate actions that are going on and why people hear certain sounds and why I'm saying thank you to certain individuals. We I had not mentioned the possibility of the individuals, the public, hearing me crying. They've heard me cry before, I think, regarding the healing which occurred in 1981. But it's something that the sound of crying in a voice occurs more often than what the public may be aware. I'm not saying that I'm emotional or anything like that to you guys, but the consistory is laughing right now and applauding. The note which we were handed relative OE3 is a message from the ambassador that perhaps a text handed to me of the answers to questions which are being posed by representatives on that craft may be best answered by my reading a reply. Now, the ambassador is free to speak to the public about whether or not I would faithfully represent the text or texts presented or not. And I can assure you that I will tell the truth as I've been telling it about all of these matters, even where I say I'm not going to tell you. Without devolving back to the issue of Operation Jericho, which I'll probably speak about in the next couple minutes, the situation here in Brussels has turned ugly, that the open arms of the Schengen countries are starting to be not so open. That, of course, Macedonia is not compelled to accept the individuals who are being backed up on the Greece side of the Greece-Macedonia border. And my questions to the ministers at the EUC have not fallen on deaf ears, but have been responded to extremely sourly, as I expected. I simply asked the question, why not direct them from them directing themselves north and west? Why not direct them north to a path? I'm talking about the refugees now backed up on the Greece-Macedonia border. Why not direct them north to a path toward countries which are being discussed for full admission and Schengen policy admission, and then westwardly toward Hungary, and for some of the poor individuals fleeing from the war-torn nations in the Middle East and Africa, further on west into other countries in Europe. They're smiling. They're telling the people when they get to a microphone how much they are trying to help the refugees and even enfold them within their respective countries. But the reality is that their patience is now wearing out because of sheer numbers and infrastructure available. And the infrastructure can be backed up with various countries via various agreements and various means, everything from NATO to the EU, to BRICS, to the United States on its own, to Association of American States, to several associations within the continent of Africa. And so their arguments are not holding up to their smiling faces at the microphones. They are being seen, unfortunately, by us as the hypocrites at which they're presenting themselves. We condemn, and we will condemn as a matter of this consistory, the taking over of the free press. Yes, we are condemning it. The Echelon Podium is asking. The taking over of the free press newspaper Zaman in Istanbul by the government officials working for President Erdogan. They're sycophants, the government's sycophants. A free press, an open press, is necessary for a free people, for free and open discourse. And that's why we have moved in a fashion of working with a press-like atmosphere over audio for the consistory. Ladies and gentlemen of the consistory, the days of our being completely hidden behind the curtains are over. The people know of our presence. And it doesn't matter what percentage of the people want to say, oh no, that's just impossible and another conspiracy theory, etc., etc. Too many already know. They know we're here. So why not pick up our responsibilities and stand up and say, yes, we're here, and we're here working for the best interests of the people of the world. Yes, we had to make some changes in our charter, and we're going to have to make some more. And they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough decisions. But we have to make those tough decisions if we care about the people as much as what we're saying that we care about them. And if we don't, we become these ministers that are stepping up to the microphones and smiling and saying, yes, we care about the refugees. And yes, I am placing these two populations, the people of the world and the refugees, opposite one another in an argument, because that's how the Majestic has treated the people of the world since its inception. We've acted as though we were above and beyond them. I've had to say just a couple minutes ago, not to my liking, that we're going to have to not present all aspects of Operation Jericho, even though it's my responsibility under oath to do so. Now, Operation Jericho was produced prior to that oath. It was produced prior to the question of holy orders being taken by Marcia and myself. And so the grandfathering of these issues are at question. But we're doing as much, and we're saying as much as we can publicly to let the people who are gathering to hear the information, we're presenting this publicly as much as we can so that they will know the truth of what's going on. You can't look around at the election cycle now in America and not know that something odd is occurring, that something beyond present conduct is happening.